Hey everyone, Alice here. Welcome back to my channel. Today is an incredibly exciting day. I can't wait because it is the night before we head off to go to Derbyshire. Spelt Derbyshire if you're not from the UK, but pronounced Derbyshire, or as I seem to always want to pronounce it, Derbyshire. So that is how I will be pronouncing it for the rest of this video. But we're heading down there because that is where Hardwick Hall is, and Hardwick Hall is where they filmed the exterior shots of Malfoy Manor. So it's somewhere I've always wanted to go to. As a Slytherin myself, I'm very excited to go to my homeland. So we're going to make a whole trip of it, the whole weekend. Go to Matlock, which is a town nearby that's got Punnydukes, which is a Harry Potter inspired shop, which is one of my favourite places to go. So it's going to be such a fun trip. I'm not sure yet if it's going to be one video or two videos, so we'll see, but it's going to be a really fun time. I can't wait to take you guys along, and it's going to be great. So what am I doing right now, I hear you ask? So I'm currently situated in my room and I'm just about to start packing. So I thought let's take you along on the journey with me. So to start the autumnal festivities, I have Twilight playing in the background. Every season, I don't know if anyone else does this, but I create a list of all the films that are kind of seasonal that I want to watch, and then I try and watch them all within like the 3-month span that a season lasts. So Twilight is the first one on my list, so that is where I am starting. And then I've just got my packing list on my computer there, and then this is where I'm going to be doing my packing. I am bringing my brand new Chudley Cannons bag. This is the first time I'm getting to use it, so I'm very excited, and yeah, I can't wait. So let's pack. Editing Alice here. You'll notice throughout this video I'm going to pop up a lot because I was so caught up in, being there and exploring and being in the moment on this trip that I didn't really explain a lot of things, so I'm going to kind of pop in every now and again. I was also on a family trip, so I didn't want to be speaking into the camera the whole time, so I just kind of filmed a lot of silent clips and then I'll sort of jump in and narrate over the top. So you're going to see me a lot. That's all I'm gonna say. And with that, I'm done packing, at least for today. I've obviously got loads of stuff I'm gonna use in the morning that I'll just need to pack then, but I always like to try and make a head start the day before, especially because we're gonna be leaving before 6 o'clock tomorrow, probably about 5:30, so just want to make sure I make the morning as easy as possible for myself. So that is me all done, and the next time I see you it will be tomorrow and we will be on our way. So the first thing I wanted to explain is that, as I mentioned, we're going to Derbyshire, which is a county in England, and it's in the Midlands, so basically the middle of England, kind of to the north of the Midlands, but still sort of middle of England that way and middle of England that way. Does that make sense? I'm sure I put some kind of Google Maps thing over my face here anyway. It's within the Peak District, or I should say the Peak District is within Derbyshire. So that is like a nature area. So for example, we've got the Lake District in England because there's so many lakes there, and this is the Peak District because it's incredibly hilly, and I'm sure you'll see in a lot of my clips just how many hills there are and how many steep drives we did, which was pretty scary. But I definitely do recommend going to the Peak District or Derbyshire, especially if you enjoy being out in nature, going on hikes and walks. I know that it's really popular with motorcyclists. We saw so many motorbikes, so it's a really great place to come and visit, and I don't really mention it that much in the video, but I did just want to point out what a cool place it is, and I definitely recommend it. One thing I mentioned in my introduction clip at the beginning there was that I wasn't sure if this is going to be a 2-part video or a 1-part video, what have you. It's going to be 2 parts, I'm telling you now. So in this first episode, we are going to be traveling down to Derbyshire, we are going to be visiting the Heights of Abraham and just checking out the Peak District, and we're going to be going to Punnydukes, which I'll explain a little bit later on, but it is a Harry Potter themed shop and it's really cool, so I definitely recommend you sticking around and checking out this video. If you are only interested in Hardwick Hall, which is Malfoy Manor, that will be in next week's video, next Sunday. So if you're watching this in the future, it's the video after this. So totally fine if that's all you're interested in and you just want to go and check out that video, but I do recommend sticking through with this one because it's going to be really fun. We have made it to Newcastle, or as I like to say, Newcastle, which is my attempt at a Newcastle accent, so I apologise to any Newcastle citizens out there for my amazing attempt at saying Newcastle. We stopped at Washington Service Stations, which is a pretty big service station just south of Newcastle, so we always tend to stop there. Pretty devastating moment in my life. They've got a Burger King, opens at 7 o'clock. I was gonna get their hash browns, which are my favorite thing ever. I was so ready. I was waiting an hour and a half for them. Closed. So I'm trying to deal with that heartbreak and that loss because I feel like a part of me is missing now because I was thinking about those hash browns so much, but you know, we move on. I will soldier on. I will be strong. But yes, so pretty excited. I think we've probably still got a good like 3 hours of driving to go before we hit Derbyshire. So yeah, I'll try and film if anything else interesting happens, but I don't think it will. So the clip that you're watching just now is when we went to the Heights of Abraham. So we drove all the way from Edinburgh straight to Matlock Bath, which is a small town in Derbyshire that has Heights of Abraham, which is essentially a kind of park that you can visit just by parking it at Matlock Bath train station, and then you get a cable car all the way up to the top of the mountain. It's really cool. We were kind of terrified, I'm not gonna lie, but it was so beautiful, as you can see from the video. The Heights of Abraham is interesting. So I'd never experienced anything like it before, but like I said, it's a park on the top of the mountain and there's loads of things you can do. So there's like, you know, towers that you can walk up. There was a cafe and a restaurant, gift shops, that kind of thing. A little film that you can watch about like the geography of the place. And there were 2 mine tours that you could do as well. So we did one, or cave tours I should say. They were mined, but they're mostly just caves. So you'll see that in a little bit when we go and do the cave tour, which was awesome. I'm edited together some highlights, but you can see the place is just so beautiful. We had the most amazing time there, just looking around everything. It was unlike anything I've ever seen before. The views were spectacular. If you were anywhere nearby, I cannot recommend this enough. We'd been to Matlock before, which is a town nearby. So there's Matlock and then there's Matlock Bath, and this was in Matlock Bath. So we'd been to Matlock before and we couldn't believe we'd never been to Heights of Abraham. It was fantastic and we would definitely come back again.
What about the ones in the back?
Okay, you've been a wonderful tour, thank you very much, goodbye. So, it's not quite pitch black, but it is still pretty dark, so the miners brought down candles so they could see what they were doing. So there is Mr. Tinker over there with his candle.
That would be so
And that's where he stopped about halfway, and after those 6 years, more miners took on his work and finished off emptying the chamber.
That's so cool.
Isn't it marvellous? Okay, Right then, so it is the 21st century now, and we can actually illuminate the chamber in all of its full glory, like so. Okay. There it is. Who's a fan of gold?
And then finally we got to Punnydukes, which is in the town of Matlock, which is only about a 5-minute drive away from Matlock Bath. Punnydukes is amazing. I'm obsessed. It might be one of my favorite shops of all time. So if you don't know what Punnydukes is, it is a independent shop in Matlock in Derbyshire that houses Harry Potter inspired products. So they don't hold any official Wizarding World merchandise. It's all things that artists and fans have created. So there's loads of cool stuff. It's where I got my howler. If you've seen my room tour, my Harry Potter collections, you'll have seen that before. I've got loads of little bits and pieces that are just really well made, but they are just made by fans. And there's other stuff there as well. There's some KTAB stuff, which is just like fun cards and posters, and lots of witchy things like crystals and little cauldrons and things like that, and candles. It's really cool. If you're a Harry Potter fan anywhere nearby, it's 100% worth the detour to come along. First time I ever went there, I spent so much money. Not so much this time just because I had a lot of the stuff already, but I did pick up a little knitted Dobby, which was the cutest thing I'd ever seen in my life. So can't recommend it enough. I'm sorry I was only able to video a whistle stop tour of it. There were quite a few people in there, and you know, I didn't want to like linger around people filming, but I definitely recommend, if you haven't already, watching Cherry Wallis's full walkthrough. She got to be there by herself and film. I'll link it below if I remember, but I definitely recommend checking that out if you want a more in-detail look. I'm hoping one day I'll be able to go when there's no one else there and do a really in-detail look at everything that's there. But for now, there was quite a lot of people, so that was the best I could do at the moment, I'm afraid. But it's a fantastic store, it really is. If I was pushed, I'd say it's probably my favourite store ever. So then we just went for a walk around Matlock. We had a bit of time before we were able to check in for our hotel. So Matlock is beautiful. We didn't struggle to fill the time at all. It's got so many lovely parks and places to walk around. It's a really beautiful town. If I was ever going to move to England, I would totally move there. I love it. And you can see that there was this massive building on the hill, which was just so pretty to look at, and the park is just amazing. I mean, we did go on a nice like hot day, so that definitely helps, but it was so beautiful. We were just walking around the park, and then all of a sudden we were suddenly at this lake where people were going boating. It was honestly like a picture book. Like you wouldn't believe that it was real. So that was really awesome, and I definitely recommend taking a walk around Matlock if you get the chance. And then we checked into our hotel. So we stayed at the Ibis Chesterfield, and you can see from my quick little tour around, it was a very basic hotel. It was fine, it did the job. We were only staying one night. We wanted to keep this quite a cheap trip, but yeah, it was definitely basic. If I'm being honest, I probably wouldn't stay there again. It was pretty run down. I'm fine with basic, but that was really basic. So it was okay. Like I say, it did the job, but yeah, maybe would choose somewhere a little bit different, maybe somewhere in Matlock this time, because again, we weren't a huge fan of the town of Chesterfield either. Don't want to offend anyone who's a Chesterfieldian. It looked lovely. There was some lovely buildings, a really nice church with a twisted spire that you'll see, I think, in the next video, which was really cool. But generally, we just didn't love it. We didn't get a great vibe from it, so wouldn't stay again, but it did the job for this occasion. We did get some pretty tasty snacks though. You can see I'm kind of going over them all just now. We got chips and dips, some fruits, some drinks, some chocolate. So we had a great time in the room, and we even got to go and have a little bit explore of Chesterfield. As I said, it is very pretty. It just wasn't really the vibe that we kind of dig. Hey everyone, just got out the shower at the hotel room. I don't know if you can hear, but we have a main room next to us, which I quite like, but you might be able to hear it because it is quite loud, but I think it's gonna be quite soothing. I had a nap earlier to the sounds of it. It was very nice, but I've just had a shower, as I said, and just kind of settling down for the night. It has been a busy day. Lots of walking, very hot, a great day, but a very tiring one. So I'm definitely ready to just relax. Strictly Come Dancing starts tonight, so I'm probably going to watch that. I'm not like a big fan, I don't really tend to watch it, but it's something a bit different that's on, so I'm gonna watch that and just relax and go to bed. We were gonna go to a restaurant for dinner tonight that's in Chesterfield, but we decided not to in the end, and we just got fish and chips delivered to the room and had that, which was amazing. Love going to restaurants. It's obviously a great way to see the place you're visiting, but sometimes you just need to absolutely stuff your face in your pajamas, and today was one of those days. So it was really nice, had a great time, but now just ready to lie down and relax, because tomorrow we are going to Malfoy Manor and I could not be more excited. So stay tuned, because that's probably what you're going to see next. Bye. And that is actually the end of the video. You're back to me again. Surprise, surprise. I was a little bit ambiguous in that last video because I thought I was maybe going to combine both the days together, but I've decided we're going to do them as two separate videos. I think they've got enough to merit two videos in their own right. So I really hope you stick around for the video next week, and I hope you enjoyed this week's video as well. Just something a little bit different. I'm still getting used to the travel vlogging kind of thing. As I said, maybe one day I'll build up my confidence enough to speak in front of the camera the whole time in public, but for now we're kind of doing this hybrid approach, which I quite like. So it means I can sit here and reflect and tell you my thoughts after I've kind of processed them all. So really hope you enjoyed this video. As I said, please come back for next week's video where we're going to the actual Malfoy Manor. It was an amazing experience, so I'm really excited for that, and I really hope you enjoy it. Until then, please like this video, please comment. I'd love to get to know who's watching my videos. I'd love to have a chat with you, and subscribe so you know when the next video is coming out. And please check out some of my previous videos as well. I'm getting a little bit of a collection. I'm still new, but there's a few videos piling up now, so please check them out, and I will see you next time. Bye.